So the vision is basically for marine parks that replicate what we've seen with national parks on land. It's 70 years since national parks on land were designed, and we don't have any in the sea. Yet we all love going to the beach and we look out to the lovely open blue space. And over the last few years, people have generally understood a little bit more about the sea. But, 70 years ago when national parks were created, we didn't know as much about the sea as we do now. And we now know that we need to look after it. It's absolutely important for preventing climate change that we care for the sea. We all really love engaging with the sea, and it's just an opportunity with the National Marine Parks vision to celebrate our sea more, to offer opportunities for people to understand more what's beneath their sea and their locations, and support its future protection.
It's obviously fairly tricky in terms of in a national park, there's clear boundaries. In the ocean and in seas, there isn't that. It's going to be very hard to provide clear boundaries. And what specifically would a change in status actually mean?
So national marine parks would be aimed to increase people's awareness of what's out at sea. In the short term, marine parks don't need to involve any change in legislation, but we envisage they would support existing management. So within marine parks, there would be marine protected areas, conservation zones, which are designated for their special habitats and species. And by promoting awareness of those special features, people will understand and respect their local sea areas more, and there would be more opportunities to engage with water-based activities, perhaps snorkeling trails, more opportunities for learning about what's under the water on land when people visit the coast. So it's basically an initiative to encourage stewardship between coastal communities and visitors, so that they learn more about the sea and therefore care more for it.
In terms of the campaign, how close do you feel you currently are in getting that status?
Okay, we've just launched this vision for national marine parks. And just like the campaign for national parks 70 years ago, we envisage this is a long journey we're starting. It's a vision that's been painted by the Blue Marine Foundation, and we have 3 years worth of time to invest in discussing that vision with people that are interested. However, we envisage that this could take 10 years to come to fruition. And we've just started discussions in 10 locations around the country where people from local authorities, local groups, conservation organisations, local businesses, particularly tourist industry associations, are interested in seeing what that vision could do for their local areas. So it's not going to be quick. We've got live conversations going on in about 6 locations of the 10 in the vision report. And we're putting this vision out there to see what sort of reaction it gets.
There's obviously lots of interest around the country, but it does seem the Southwest seems to be one of the most interested areas in taking this forward. Would you agree? Is the Southwest making more progress than other places?
Yes, of course. Southwest England is kind of leading this vision in many ways. I'm based in Mid Devon and I've been the main researcher on this. But aside from that, Plymouth Sound is the first national marine park to be declared, and it was self-declared by 70 stakeholders in the Plymouth area in 2019, after a year or so of really thinking hard about what marine park status could bring to Plymouth and surrounding area. 70 stakeholders self-declared national marine park status. So this is really an initiative that can come from communities, which is different to national parks, which came with legislation in 1949. We're envisaging that this is something that local authorities can champion with their communities, because it brings lots of benefits, not just for conservation, but also for society and the economy in recognising the value of our marine resources.
That's interesting that they self-declared. Is there an opportunity for other areas to follow suit?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. We're in discussions with other locations about possibly replicating what's happened in Plymouth. So we have conversations ongoing with places in the southwest, including Lyme Bay and the Isles of Scilly. Along the broader south coast, we've just started conversations with the Solent and Isle of Wight, and also in Sussex Bay. There's also interest from the Northeast Seascape programme, and also in Scotland as well, where the legal context is quite different, and there aren't so many national parks. So yeah, there are several locations that are actively looking at the idea of a national marine park, but certainly the Southwest is leading because Plymouth have been at this for a few years and are actively now seeking to deliver activities for public engagement in the sea, more in Plymouth Sound.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. What's been achieved so far around Plymouth?
So Plymouth have self-declared national marine park status, and Plymouth City Council's leader has really led the charge on this. There's an application into the Heritage Lottery Fund for all sorts of different activities that would help to celebrate Plymouth Sound as a marine park and offer more opportunities for active engagement of the community with it. For example, rangers, marine rangers that would help to carry out education activities, a new snorkeling trail. They're also thinking about underwater sculptures that people can see when they go wild swimming or scuba diving. And there's a real energy in Plymouth around marine biology and understanding what's below the water. One really nice activity that's very easy for people on land to engage in is this use of 3D visualization cameras, where you can kind of pretend to be snorkeling or scuba diving while staying very dry and comfortable. But there's great new visualization techniques available to help people engage. And in the longer term in Plymouth, there will be more opportunities to access the water. It's been, since post-war redevelopment of Plymouth, it's been quite difficult to access the water. So, more slipways, more swimming and diving pontoons. That's the kind of evolution that we hope to see in these coastal areas to help people engage more with the marine environment.